Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday streaming. So a little bit of an earlier stream today than usual. Hopefully, it's working out for folks. Just have some plans for the afternoon, but welcome one and all. So we'll try and continue some of the work that got started yesterday, and hopefully, try and dress up this kind of this back alley behind these buildings, and maybe uh, you know, try and finish up one of those, a couple of these buildings here because this one looks like a little bit messed up, like with like how the trim is and like the trim around the windows. So maybe we can fix that up a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that I did last night was to just try and get some trim around this building itself, just around the windows and we'll do the same thing for some of these other windows on the side, maybe reduce some of them because there's just like a clump of them right here in the middle, which looks a little weird. Again, this building has no real reference. It's just something that I made, kind of chopping some of the other buildings I've made and turning it into this one, just giving it a little bit of a different shape. So it looks different from the rest to some extent. Once you throw in some a couple of varieties and materials, for like the siding and all, it should make it look a little different. So yeah, that's hopefully that's the main goal. Hopefully we'll get some of that done today, and a little bit shorter of stream today as well, maybe just about an hour and a half, because like I said, I had some errands to run, and yeah, well let's get to it. You know, get to work. Yeah, so first, what I wanted to do is something that I mentioned yesterday is kind of just getting like a kind of a mural on this side of the building, and I still need to fix this here. So again, probably just gonna do that offline because it's a little bit of a grunt work. But one thing that I've started to try using is the Bing AI image generator to attempt to create some very non-generic, or actually not generic, very generic images, so nothing that's um, very complex. And I was mentioned yesterday that for this wall here to kind of cover it up, I was thinking just of putting up like a flower or something. And I got some pretty good, like a sunflower generated, and that one looked a little square, so it's kind of a long side of the building. So this is what I'm gonna try and use, like something like this. We'll see how it turns out. I'm curious myself because I've never attempted anything like that for like a mural. Hey, Atlantica, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. So let's see how this is gonna turn out. It's interesting for me too. And that's what I kind of left off yesterday. So I wanted to continue on that, and then we'll get into like the kind of this alley back here and try to get it sorted out. We'll see how that's gonna turn out. Okay, well, let me jump into my faithful little old Photoshop here and see what we can come up with for this image, because the main thing is the kind of getting the outline. So we'll see how that's going to translate into a decal. So here we have it. The main thing is, let's see, I'm gonna try and see if I can get like an alpha out of this. I'm not sure if it's gonna work out, but transparency is not in, like, it doesn't, or at least from my tries, it doesn't seem to be in like the DALI or like the Google, no, but the Bing Images vocabulary doesn't really know what that is. Like this is what I try to say with background transparent, but yeah, it didn't work out so well. So we'll see if we can make some adjustments to this, and if I can recall some of the shortcuts, and get this to be try to make some kind of an alpha out of this. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, but we'll see. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some of the areas where the flowers are to be white and the outline to be black. So we'll see if we're getting closer, I think. And then maybe I could paint a little bit of one of those brushes here. Let's see, actually not large list, but I want a large thumbnail to try and get some like damage, or not damage, but like some kind of wear. We'll see how this one is gonna look. I'm not sure, maybe not the best brush, but we'll see how this works. So the outline should be, or at least the margins, I'm gonna try and get them to be as black, so just removing some of that exterior edges. I'm kind of liking how the center is turning out. This is really an experiment right now. I'm not I've never done this before. So we'll see what we can get out of this. Let's see, so that's the diameter. All right, and I'm gonna try and paint a little bit of white here where the petals are. Maybe a little bit around here. This is probably not the best brush now that I'm looking at it. I wish it had like a way to do like okay, that's a little bit better, I think. I'm not sure if this is going to be just a complete mess or what, but I'm going to use this as the alpha, and let's let's see how this. I'm going to just export this real quick, and we'll get it into the engine. So let me go in here and save as, and let me see where to save it. JPEG. So bear with me for 1 second. All right, so we got the opacity, and I already got the image. So let's bring that into the engine. And where do I want to put this? Textures, decals. Let's do, maybe you can fit in the graffiti, I think. All right, so we got the base and we got the opacity. So this is how they got imported, which is good. We'll see how it looks when this is an actual decal. So let's create one, and I'm just gonna use a previous one from like graffiti. Let's see. I think I'm gonna try and use this one, decal. flower mural. Hey Alex, welcome, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? All right, so this is it. We're just gonna replace the textures for this one. All right. Well, like I said, I am extremely uh, curious to see how this is going to turn out. All right, so let's apply the textures to the material. And there's that for the base, and let's do the alpha. And then the roughness is just going to be white, no color tweaking. Oh, I mean, actually, so far, it's it's not that bad. You know, I think it's uh let me adjust some of these settings here that kind of came through from my old um and I don't need a second alpha though. Let me see. Okay, not too bad. The only weird thing is sometimes this it's kind of odd with the decals. Oh yeah, so it's kind of the arrow, so when you place a decal, it's got this like normal arrow pointing out. And it's usually sometimes it's confusing. Is it pointing up towards the viewer or is it pointing out towards the surface? But apparently it should be pointing towards surface. So there we go. And that didn't turn out too too bad. I mean, I was expecting a lot worse. But not too bad. See if I'm just gonna make it a little shorter, a little thinner, and then just kind of place it on the ground because it's like a mural type of thing. So, and just like that. So yeah, it's got some fade to it, some some worn down areas around here. Okay, uh I'm okay with that. Let's just do 0 here. All right. Well, I mean, spent what 5-10 minutes on this. Oh, um, yeah. Well, so virtual textures. That is a great choice. Maybe I'll ping you. I'll ping you after this because I already have virtual textures enabled. Like if I can show you here in the project settings, I believe it's where it's at. So virtual texture support. I believe this is what you're referring to, Alex. So what I've noticed is, again, my project is not that optimized when it comes to all the textures, but what I've noticed is this value is quite dependent on what you have. Oh, you have to update the textures too. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. So is that, so I'll definitely give that a shot. Is that where you go into the textures here? So for example, like let's take a look at this one. So if we were to open this one, I think there was like an option here if I recall correctly. Oh, so like the virtual texture streaming, is that what it is? Or oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna do it like individually like this, but I wasn't sure what the setting was. And also, what I've noticed that a big factor in this is like your texture streaming. Like I was playing around with some of the texture streaming values, and that also helped with that message not showing up. So I think right now, if I set it to 4,000 or yeah, that number C is like decreasing. Um, oh, so you're like right clicking and converting to virtual texture. Ah, that's cool. And so convert to virtual texture. Oh, thank you so much. That's really helpful, and for other people like that are checking out the stream. Thanks so much, Alex. Hey, Deska. Hello, hello, welcome. And Hamza, welcome. Hello. So thank you so much, Alex. Yeah, that was really good. And the streaming command as well, like I said, see like right now the message is gone. So that helps as well. But it's kind of like a finding the right value, you know, to with your project. That's where it's a little, you know, it's like a trial and error. Like where do you want to set the scale? Like, you know, 4, 5, 6,000, and yeah. So that's what I've noticed as well. You know, even without setting it to texture streaming, which is probably going to help also, but and I'll do that offline. But yeah. Okay, so you know there's like a result here with the little mural, just throwing that in there. But yeah, let's continue on with you know doing some of this terrain sculpting here and trying to get that set up. And as usual, we use the splines here because they're cool, really useful to sculpt some of these areas. There we go. That's a little bit better. Um, yeah, yeah, t totally, Alex. And I might bug you on Discord just if I hopefully you had some time at some point next week or like that. Yeah, and that's also true, Atlantica. Thank you so much. Hey Hamza, how do you optimize your game? So there's like a ton of ways to do it, right? The main, I think to me, the main optimizer is having a good draw call count, you know. So if you think about it, you know, like um, and also use a lot of instance meshes. Like if you use a big thing that helped me is you know turning some of these areas like for example like say you have you know you have this warehouse here. All of these are like just a bunch of repeating meshes used over and over again. So turning this into um, a packed actor, what this does is you see like there's like a ton of boxes here. So in this packed actor, if I was to edit this one, there's like a lot less of them. And even at this point, there's quite a large number because I probably didn't do it the right way the first time. But you can see like it's using one this hierarchical instance mesh here, but it's got like, you know, two instances. There's some that have maybe, you know, this one also has just one. These are not the best examples, but this one has like three of them. Um, you know, this is another one with three. So that's one thing to help with it. The other one is, you know, you have interior buildings um, and exterior buildings, or like meshes. So you have something that's on the inside and something that's on the outside, like this one. So this one, you can see it doesn't have, it actually has quite a lot of, so it's got like 8 draw calls, right? 8 materials, but it could be optimized for this one to just be one, maybe this one as well. It's a pretty, you know, really good looking building from this package, but yeah, so this one, if you're using world partition like I am, you set it on a grid so it's rendered from a little farther away, but then the interior is on a grid that is rendered up close. So that also helps with draw calls. And at least to me at this point, that's what I'm really focusing on is the amount of draw calls. For example, in this interior here, you'll see there's like a lot of repeated meshes, like, there's all these mattresses, there's like all these pallets, and if this gets turned into like a pack level actor, it's just gonna have one instance of these, and then, well, it's gonna have multiple instances of the same item, and that's going to be one draw call, which is really helpful. Like I've noticed, at least in my case experience. Um, so Atlantica, I'm also going to have two versions of my buildings. Oh, that's another really good point. And also merging some of your buildings could help. Like another really good example would be like these stairs here. Like these use just, I think there's like a ton of them, but they only use 3 different meshes. So if I was to look at this one, you see there's only 3 of them, but in here it's got like 31 instances. So if this was left as it is, it would have been like 31 draw calls just for that. And so that's, especially when it comes to meshes like this, that's a huge help. Another example would be kind of these stairs going down to the beach area. This is also made into like a pack level actor. Um, this building, again, a lot of repetitive meshes that is that I've turned into a pack level actor. So that in my case helped a lot with draw calls. So wherever you have repetitive meshes, you can select them all and then right click and create a pack level actor. So that helps a lot. Another thing is lighting, and one thing that I've done is I've made a way to turn off lumen for anything for exteriors, right? So when you're outside, like here, you you will notice, if it's like global illumination is enabled. But at the same time, it doesn't look, if you turn it off, it's not that big of a draw, like that big of a, you know, difference, like negative difference. Yeah, it looks better with lumen enabled, but lumen is very nice to have in interiors, right? So that way I have lumen working only like inside of the buildings, like here, whereas outside, it's the post process does not use lumen, so that way, getting some extra bump, up in frame rate. So that's another way. Let's see what else. So instancing, working with the walls are coming through the exterior walls there. Working with um, creating the buildings with as low of a material number as possible, which I'm still trying to optimize some of them. Um, let's see. Then the grids. So if you use world partition, use grids, and so that also helps. So when you're at game time, like when I'm over here, I don't want the interior to be rendered for this building because I'm not going to be able to see it from all the way back here. I only wanted to see it when it's like up here probably. And of course, a lot of it is just faking things. Like for example, maybe you know, um, I want to close these doors, so the interior is gonna get rendered even, once you're even closer to the building. The same thing goes for like the interior for this convenience store. Like the interior is only going to get rendered if you're really close. And I have all these like cars or like trucks outside of the building, so you really have to get close and like kind of walk around the cars to see the interior. And at that point, there's going to be like the occlusion from this big semi, like this big truck here, or like the trailer. And so that's going to help as well. So, occlusion, something to also consider. And yeah, a lot, like I said, a lot of it is just managing the levels with the grid setup. So have the interiors on a grid that renders when you're up close. Exteriors, you can render them when you're farther away. And also exteriors, you can either like use, merging the mesh. You have, like for example, this building is one item. And while I can optimize the number of the materials a little bit more, right now is 9 draw calls. But imagine if this one was just a bunch of pieces, put together like this. It would be pretty heavy on the draw calls. So that's just a little bit of detail, Hamza. Hopefully that helps. And Alex, sorry, buildings bought or you made them yourself? All of these are I've made myself. Like these kind of residential buildings. This garage. This one. These ones over here. This one is actually from a package. I really like the look of it, like kind of just putting it on the corner. But all of these, I've made those myself. The motel is actually from a pack from the marketplace. I think it's called just maybe Atmospheric Motel or just Motel. Um, and then let's see, these ones, the exterior I've made myself, besides, so like the kind of the back side of the diner. The diner itself is like yeah, there you go. Okay. So the diner itself is from the marketplace. I cannot recall what it was, but it's a package that usually goes on sale pretty often. So which is really nice. Um, this is called a modular warehouse, I believe, on the marketplace. And these, I think it's called a modular rural cabin, and it comes on sale every now and again as well. So just I kind of keep pay attention to the sales. But yeah, everything else when it comes to this is also a convenience store. It's also off of the marketplace. But yeah, like all these other buildings, I've made those myself. Besides this one. Thank you so much, Alex. Glad you like it. Hey, Fifth Vertex, welcome. Hello, hello. And Hamza, my pleasure. Yeah. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Just to give you like a little bit of a breakdown of what I'm doing. You know. Alrighty. Well, let's get back to our regular schedule program, so to speak, and try to get this back alley here done. Let's see how that's gonna turn out. I got another hour to go on this, so let's get to work. All right. This is the fun part, right? Sometimes this is the fun part of kind of the game development. It's just doing a little bit of this world building kind of things. Gray zone warfare. No, I have not, Vertex. What is that about? I mean, it's got a cool name, yeah. So I'm gonna try and, kind of sculpt this area out to about there, maybe. All right. Oh, extraction shooter. Okay. I'll have to check it out. Thank you so much for telling me. It's interesting. Like, I love vegetation. I'm not sure why, but like, it's so awesome. How that is done because it is a lot of work that goes into like creating biomes and all that, and then also making it so it's like optimized. Oh man, yeah. So I'm gonna try and get this thing to like kind of cover the foundation of this as best as I can. That's actually pretty decent. And then get another one and kind of place it right here. Let's try and see if we can adjust with this. Kind of wondering if it's not even, probably not even going to use this. Let's see, just keep it up to that corner there. See how this is going to turn out. Yeah, this is so cool with the triplanar blending. It's really helpful. Hey Hisham, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's continue on with a little bit of flattening of this areas around here. And note to self, creating, you know, angular, having stuff that's like at an angle on a slope, it just had so much more difficulty in like placing things around here. Like the games, and I like that. I love having that in games. I think I've, you know, Far Cry 5 is pretty flat-ish when it comes to like the areas that are lived, but the Dead Island 2, because I've just played it somewhat recently. Dead Island 2 has an area like I think like Hollywood Hills, and there's like a bunch of hilly areas, and I just love that so much. That environment is just that level is awesome. I'm not sure why, but I do like having things on like elevations, and as I was showing you around the town, like the area that over here, just having the houses on like different levels. I like that. So yeah, but it's so tough. It's so tough to do it to like, because like you can see it right here. This is a really good example. Like, what am I gonna do with this one? Oh man. But it's probably just gonna be like kind of a slope driveway kind of thing going back here. So I'm gonna, trim down this little thing, and then we'll see how we can work out with like a decal or something that would kind of come behind the building here. But yeah, I like the looks of it when it's like that, but it's a little bit more complicated to to do it. So let's place some of these braces around kind of the bottoms of the buildings here. And we'll also make use of that decal that I've shown you guys last week, which was that's an awesome decal for like for some of those basement windows. It is really nice. And I need to find out which one it was. I think it might have been this one here. Yeah, I believe so. So this is again with the latest sale. This is one thing that I really like about Epic. Having these sales is is really awesome because there's a lot of assets that are really awesome on the marketplace, but sometimes you're like, you know, I just can't afford it right now, or I'm gonna buy it when there's a sale coming out. So, you know, this one in particular was something that I've kind of kept had it in my wish list for a while. And with the latest sale, I think it was like on like 70% discount or something like that, which yeah, that's something. So yeah, just I think it works really good for some like basement windows and stuff like that. Oh, hey Isham, I created the new calculus in my exam today. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That sounds like fun. As much fun as it can be, but yeah. All right, so let's use this one here to create the floor, not the floor, but you know what I mean. They're kind of like that. And I think since this is not visible there, I can push it all the way to the building like so. There we go. So we got some kind of concrete backing down there. And let's make use of some of these decals. Oh yeah, and also Hamza, if you're still around, another thing to take into account is decals and like the fade screen size for the decals. Like I've set mine to 0.03, so then if you're like kind of back here, maybe I think I should set it even lower. But you know, they're gonna be like I don't need all these decals over here being rendered. So, you know, like right here, they're like just, you know, they disappear because that does add quite a bit um, of a cost. So, you know, just something else to maybe keep in mind. Yeah, they're nice to have, you know, once you're up close and, you know, you're looking at them, but they do come at a cost. All right, so there we go, something like that. There's still some of these, you know, kind of floors poking through, but maybe we'll do some of that in the next stream. And like I said, no stream next week or the week after that. But so you know, it's gonna be in well 3 weeks from now. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's finish off this building here. And this is a really good example, as I was saying, for that pack level actor because it's got all these pieces that are the same piece and they would be perfect, and also these ones, they would be perfect for like instancing purposes. Then you got the trim around the top as well. So yeah. All right. Well, let's make this happen here. And this building, probably once it's done, I'll also export it to um, um, to Blender and kind of just to merge it into one piece and you know optimize some of the materials like this one here. I can just probably make it a lot bigger for the roof. And you know, like once you bring it into Blender, you know, just having this as one flat plane would be really helpful. But now we got some proper shading going back and you know on this back alley here. So let's create the back side of this building. And I'm just gonna try like you know like this one for example. This is like an extra. It'll be like an extra draw call because it's a different one from this mesh. So it's gonna create a separate instance, and that's why it's gonna be good to have. Once the building is done, I like to to have them in here in Unreal as well, and then just export that building to Blender and just uh, you know kind of merge it and you know fix up some of the materials. So there we go. Let's do. I believe this is. Does this package not have a corner? I don't remember. I think maybe this one could be used as a corner. Yeah, see like all these little pieces. You know, right now they're like 4 draw calls, but if you put them in the pack level actor, it's just going to be 2. So that can uh, you know, across your entire map, that can help a lot by having them done that way. So at least that's what I'm doing. All right, so there we go. That can probably work as a corner. Let's see, how can we make these, I guess somewhat work as a corner. It's not perfect, but yeah, I think this one is going to end up being done in Blender, just kind of extending these corners out. So let's make sure that before I'm going to do that, that I have everything just placed as best as I can. There we go. So now these pieces, they're just going to come around the back here. Especially when it comes to corners, I'm not too picky about that because there's always these like trim pieces that I can use to fake that joint, yeah. So there we go. That fakes it pretty well. And just like a kind of a bottom trim here. So, it's going to be, rather rough, I would say, but these should match up pretty good. So let's see how we can also negotiate this little hump over here because like I said, there's going to be areas, especially if you uh, do this like I'm doing it, maybe not the best way, but for now I'm just going to fake it with some of these pillars. And then in Blender I can probably extend and extrude these walls out. Actually, on the other hand, I might as well just use what I already have. Since we have this corner here, and this building is not going to be fully enterable, we might as well just use these planes for these sides. Hey, 3 die, hello, hello. Okay, so that works good there. Actually make this a little bit of a bigger grid to move these around. And there we go. So we got this corner all set. And yeah, Blender is going to be perfect for using this single mesh to kind of cut out um, the corners and make some proper corners there. Because right now, yeah, it's a little rough, but it's going to work. Let me just going to delete these in here and actually use these pieces to duplicate them. And try and place these on the grid. That's sometimes it's It's so important to have these on the grid just to assist with, moving things around. So that way, at least they're like, having the same X and Y positioning. Hey, Hisham, are you planning to create side missions and world activities? It would be so fun. You know, um, I was thinking about that, and I I am not entirely sure. At least I'm not thinking about doing that like right in the beginning. But yeah, it's definitely because I definitely love like side missions and the like when it comes to pretty much all the video games that I played. But definitely probably not for the like the initial like demo release. Like I said, it's just going to be like a couple of simple missions and for people to try it out. But yeah, thank you so much for asking. It's really cool. Like I definitely love that type of mechanic. Don't get me wrong. I and I've been kind of thinking about a lot about how I can do that with my current system, right? And yeah, I'll see if I can figure something out because I wanted to have a couple of just side missions um, and my my current thought is to have them all, even the side missions, as an actual main mission, basically. So it's a lot simpler to just have it be linear than, kind of spawning, some of these side missions as well. So I'll definitely do a little bit of discovery and see how difficult, that might be to achieve. But thank you so much for asking. It's definitely something that I'm thinking about. Yeah. All right. So let's do kind of the sidewalk over here. And as per usual, we'll make use of the scatter tool here. Yeah, so Alex, as you can see, even just by adjusting that streaming, like the R streaming parameter here, the pool size, I think what was happening is my pool size was set to 8,000, which, that's how much memory my 1070 has. And so that's why I think it was running out of memory because it was trying to put everything into that pool. And but yeah, I think I set it to 4,000 now, and yeah, see the message is gone. But yeah, I also heard that the using texture streaming helps with performance as well. All right, well, let's see how many instances do we need here. A little bit less. Let's try and position this a little bit better. Don't forget to save. There we go. Maybe 4. I'm just going to try and position it at the corner of this. Let's see, what axis am I going into? Y. There we go to about there. And what that saved me is I can also put like a little bit of a corner here. So let's try and put this right about there. Okay, that could work. And then move this over. Oh, I see, I see. Alex, thank you. But yeah, even if mine is not shown at the moment, it's I think using the streaming textures or sorry in the virtual textures is I think it helps with performance. At least that's my understanding from talking to somebody that people that are experts and kind of work in the industry. So yeah, let's see. Do we want to make this one? What I want to do is I think what I'm going to use is kind of the one that's it's kind of like got like a double side. So that way, I'll show you why. It's gonna have this little edge, like corner right there where it touches the building. This is what I was looking for. Hey, Bratella, welcome, welcome. Oh, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for joining. Happy to have old followers, but new people on the stream, or newish to the stream. Oh, thank you so much. Though, what is DDS2? And thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Oh yeah, Alex, that's true. Thank you, thank you. Good point. Good point. All right, let's see. This one here is almost coming to that corner. Let me see if I can make this one. I wish you could tell what the spline points are at, you know. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah. All right, so this one is, let's actually make it just so that it's the same scale. And this one, I thought I had the scale as constant. Yeah. See if I can make this a little smaller, I guess. Oh, well, so I'm not sure what DDS2 stand for. Can you tell me what it means? Like DDS2, is that like a Dead by Daylight, or is that like a name of the game? All right, there we go. So we got that on a corner. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that's good. Um, there is some kind of odd shading there. Is it? Where is that coming from? I don't think it's from here, though. Oh, it's from, I think from over here. So this corner of the building. Let's try and fix that. All right, so that's better for the back alley shading there. And gonna see if how would this decal work on this building. I think it could work. Let's see if we put it vertical just to give it a little bit of a, so they don't all look the same. We'll try and prototype this like this for a little bit though. I believe there might be a couple of windows here that I could probably use. Let's see. Yeah, maybe something like that. Since I'm already using these meshes, I could have one of those and one of these, kind of like that, just like to break up that back side of the building. Hey, Grawl, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Also, I think I'm gonna try and go with a different siding texture here because it's a little bit, red, red. Let's see if we can try with like a yellowish tint. That the mural fades a little bit, but let's see if we can make this a little bit darker. Okay, let's try and go with that for now. And also let's try and push these the floor from that interior level, push that in a little bit at least for now. So that is not like protruding out of the building. All right, I think everything is. Keep your feet inside the ride at all time. So that should do that. And what I wanted to do next is, since we're here, let's fix the kind of add some trim around the windows. And that should be pretty quick. Let me see what layer was that on here. All right, so for here, I'm just gonna use what I've already added for these. And let's remove the array. And over here we have, I think this one is an array set up as an array. So I just need to position it first before kind of joining it with this mesh, with this window. Zoom in just like that. And I'm going to create some duplicates just so that I also have them for the bottom windows. And then these sides. It's about where I wanted it to be. Yeah, in CAD, Bertella, CAD works just as well, I think. I mean, it's just another modeling tool, so totally. You know, Blender is free, and that's actually how I started with the whole game development thing. I just started with like doing like 3D modeling because I enjoyed doing the 3D modeling, and you know, then I said, okay, let's try game engine. So it turned out okay. Let's add this in here as well. All right, so this one, I'm just gonna join it with that. This one, join it with this. Oh, well, that's not it. I wanted to join it with the windows. Why is it making such a mess? Am I not joining it with the right one? Oh, that's a little odd. Oh, this is not my bad. I forgot to separate these. So now let's join them like that. There it is. Join with this one. There. And there. Okay, so let's export this and see how it looks with the trim. I think it should help with that area. All right, let's go back into the engine and re-import this. There we go. Just adding that little splash of color, I think on the, having the window trim definitely helps. All right. And now let's see about kind of what we want to throw, back in this alley here. Just gonna use this little, you know, bottom damage decal over here, just to help with that edging. And this material also has, I've set it up so that it can be painted, like vertex painted. So then I can add some decal, like some damage around here, right inside of the material. And then there's also a couple of these patches to add here and there. Decals, they're like they add so much, you know. And let's see, I also have this decal here that we can use. Just gonna try and put it somewhere like maybe in the corner over here. something like that. Let's fill it in with a couple of these, this little thing that I've left here from a while back. I'm like, I'm gonna have this back alley done no matter what. So just a couple of these kind of dumpsters. And I mean, it's already starting um, to have something going for it. I think it looks better from this side. There's like more finished stuff going on that end. That's good. And let's see, this decal has like a the opacity set to 1. Just felt like it wasn't too opaque. See if I need to bump this up a little bit higher because it's pretty maybe that's about how opaque this is. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's good. All right, and a couple of manhole covers. Like this particular one is from the same package that comes with these. So that's why, I'm saying like this is like really well set up. These decal materials, I'm saying. All right. And the other thing, just some pipes kind of coming off the building. Come on, get over here. Just like that. I need to get it a little closer to the building, but right now that I think the collision that got generated, it does not allow it to get too close. But yeah, I'm gonna fix that collision. All right, let's see how some of these would look. Some of these like escape ladders. Hey, Imran, yeah, sorry about that. I had some plans for the afternoon, so I posted it on Discord a little earlier. Sorry about that. I mean, I still got another, 20 minutes or so to go, so all is not lost. So welcome. All right. I think let's see. So this is just going to be one apartment, or maybe I'll just keep them like this. I hate overlapping these. Let's try and get it to about there. And with Lumen, it definitely helps quite a bit to like you get this indirect lighting happening back here. I definitely like having that. All right, let's just add some, maybe some trash bags, some small things around here. And just as per usual, reuse, reuse, reuse. And I believe I have some trash bags around here, but that part is not being. I just didn't load those level in just yet. So let's show them, unhide them. All right, so there we go. This is what I was looking for. Just gonna go in here and, copy this one and maybe also copy this blueprint I made a while back. So let's copy this and let's see if we can back in here, right click and edit, paste here. There we go. So we have a little bit of these. Just try and place them around where the trash bins are at. Something like that. This one can be on this side and it's not open. Is open. There we go. Something like that. Just to fill in that area. So yeah, I mean this back alley is coming together. One thing that I'm a little I wouldn't say torn on is I might want to push this road a little further in. So let me see how that's going to look because it seems like it doesn't connect too well with this section. So let's see how we can do that. Just going to grab these 2 points and try and move it this way a little bit. We'll see how much we can get away with. Maybe just actually to make into that road. There we go. I think that could work. Let me bring it back a little bit forward. Yeah, I think that's gonna do okay. Let me make this a little thinner here and drop these down a little bit. Actually, that one decided to fall off or set to 0 anyways. So let's see. And we got these decals here for the edges. I mean, basically like this back alley street. I'm actually gonna use something else for that. I'm not really happy how that looks. Uh, Imran, when can you do, we can do playtest. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to finish off this town area first, to, so people can like explore it and, so not to not have like, buildings with like, that look like that and like gaps or like, missing shadows, you know, misaligned textures. And, so I wanted to get that in and make it look as presentable as possible because this is going to be, part of the demo, kind of this town area. And, yeah, so that's that part I'm trying to make it work as good as possible. Yeah, thank you so much for asking, Imran. And my apologies, I'm probably butchering your name every time I'm saying it. But thank you for asking. All right, well, that I am okay with. And trying to figure out what I'm going to do for this part here. The, as I was saying, kind of, coming off of this angle into here. Let's try first. I'm just going to delete this. Leave that out for now. And see if we can just smooth this out like this. And then try using one of those decals, even though this is not the right decal that I wanted to use. And it's actually this. Oh, so it's Ichmran. Oh man, I think I made it worse. I'm sorry if that was worse than than before. All right, let's see if we can get this in a little bit like that. All right, and okay, that's gonna do. I think that's gonna work out. Um, oh no, I mean, I can't paint roads per se. It's just a decal. I'm just faking it, so this is just this here is just a decal of, a decal I've made using the road texture. And I'm gonna need to figure out what to do with this here. Let's see, maybe I can use this one and also bring that down like that. And for this one as well. So let's try flattening this area here and seeing how okay, that's better. That's much better. I think that's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna get rid of the sidewalk on this side just because there's this kind of little slope over here. And I need to figure out what to what to do this, how to work this out here. This is what I was saying, adding these kind of elevations, especially in like this town area, is just making things more complicated for me. But it's fine. I mean, I think we can figure probably going to be able to figure something out for that. But yeah, okay. And also the other thing is, I'm not sure if I am using the same texture, but not sure if it might work a little bit better with, come on, I want to select this guy. Oh, shoot, I'm not in the right mode. So let's select this. We'll see how it works with that dirt that I'm using over here. Okay, I mean, I'm kind of liking that, to be honest. Let's see, where is this one here? I think I might like that better than the actual, the little asphalt thing. Hey, me phone. So I think you can flatten the road and raise the buildings. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I think I'm just too far into it now. It might not be too difficult actually, but yeah, I think I'm just a little bit too committed at the moment. I totally get what you're saying. Flattening this area here and lowering everything, but I kind of like having, the player climbing over here and you know, using the stairs, going up things. Hisham, if the displacements come back to Unreal 5.4, can we use it in decals? I don't know. I mean, right now these decals are using parallax occlusion mapping, like these decals here, and I think it works perfectly fine. Okay. Well, I think we got quite a lot of things done, guys, for this. Let's just finish off by I'm gonna add these this window trim on this side as well. It looks just a little bit unfinished, and I think we might call it a stream for today. So Alex, how do I get the FPS indicator up right? I can show you. One second. Let me just add this in, and I'll this shouldn't take me too long. Famous last words. But yeah, one second, and I'll show you. I might fumble a little bit because it's kind of this setting that is uh, that is buried somewhere deep in non you know somewhat deep. Me phone, yeah, that's 60. That'd be amazing if I could get that on my 1070. It's with some of the changes that I've done lately, it's been going up, and I'm excited about 5.4 because uh, they were hopefully bragging, rightfully so. They were saying that on the city sample project, the performance had increased like quite a lot. I can't remember what that technical artist guy was saying, but I think it was a pretty high percentage. So I'm quite excited about that. We'll see how it works once 5.4 is in. All right, so let's bring this back into the engine here. There we go. Much better. I think it looks a lot better with the kind of the trim around the windows. Okay, well, so Alex, let's see. I think it's somewhere in the editor preferences, if I'm not mistaken, and it's I think it might be stat or what was the can't remember what exactly it was called. It had like a kind of a I think it's this one. Show. Oh, actually, no. I thought it wasn't show status bar, but thought it was somewhere editor related. Um, Appearance, what was it? Performance? Yeah, so it was under performance and then frame rate and memory. So this is what enables that. Okay. Well, let's jump into game mode just for a little bit, and I'm curious to see how things are looking. If I can find my start. Player start, player start, player start. I think it might be this one. Tag. There we go. Where is this guy? Oh, it's inside the apartment over here. Oh yeah, so it's nice to see like the town is starting to take shape, like just having some of these buildings back here and yeah. Oh yeah, no problem, Alex. And sometimes this happens. I'm not entirely sure why. Um, like the first time that I go into game mode, after loading this level, it doesn't go through the normal, like this part here where it's actually loading. All right, that's pretty cool. Let me see if I minimize some of these windows. Do we get a little bit of a better performance out of this bad boy? Okay, a little bit better, like uh, 40, 45-ish. Okay, cool. I think that looks decent. That was a decent turnout uh, to this stream. Of course, don't mind this side of don't, it's like okay. Let's see. So there's our mission, little thing popping out. Actually haven't tested to see if I'm gonna use the HUD. How is this gonna look? Okay, that fits in pretty well. I need to make some adjustments to where different elements are shown, but I think that should work out. And then yeah, if you have this one up. Okay. Well, yeah, that's it for this week's streams, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, as usual, I hope it was something interesting to watch me ramble and try to do things here and there. And like I said, no stream for the next 2 weeks. So I'll see you everybody in 3 weeks. And yeah, if anybody is celebrating Easter or anything like I am, happy Easter. But I hope you guys have some great time. And yeah, we can also, catch up on Discord. If anybody has questions, I'll be checking that Discord while I'm away. So yeah, take care, everybody. And like I said, we'll see you in 3 weeks or so. All right. Bye, all.